Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm Soaxx and today we're going to continue our our series on how to sail American battleships, and today we are at the tier 6 New Mexico. This is where things get rather nice, people. Anyway, let's dive into the stats, but compare it to the New York, the tier 5 battleship, and we'll go from there. So she has hit points of 53,200, which is roughly 4,000 more than the New York. I mean, considering you're going up a tier, it's not the best. Armour. Now, she does get some more armour. Maximum 457. If we check the loader, let's get rid of that. Get rid of that and that. Goodbye. She gets an armour belt thickness of 453mm, not too bad. As you can see, you don't want to be shouting broadside in this ship, again, because you will get punished. And there's the 457mm right on the front of the guns. And that's about it. Yeah, it's okay. The armour's pretty good. It's going to be quite tanky. Moving on. She has a torpedo protection reduction of 42%, whereas the old New York only had 28%. So, if you're going to eat torpedoes, eat them on the torpedo protection, and you get pretty much half the damage reduction. So, yeah, if you want to eat torpedoes, eat them in your torpedo belt if possible. And it is quite possible in the ship. You may be slow, but you're quite manoeuvrable. Anyway, moving on. Main batteries. This is where this ship shines. She has got 4 times 3 356mm guns. So the New York has 5 times 2, so that's a total of 10. The New Mexico has 12 in 4 turrets, super firing. The angles are quite okay. Let's zoom in a bit. There you go. You can see the nice guns. These guns are lovely. You've got a dispersed maximum range of 18.7 kilometers, but that is with the upgrade plotting room modification 1, just to let you know. God awful reload time of 34.2 seconds yet again, same as the New York. Maximum dispersion of 247 meters, pretty much the same as the New York. So the guns are the same, but you get 2 more of them, which is fantastic. Moving on to the secondaries, we have 8 times 1 of the 127mm. Let's go in and have a look. There they are on the side there. And we also have another 10, which are a little bit lower. So we have got some secondaries, finally. Still not the best secondaries in the world. I mean, if you look, maximum fire range, 4.2 kilometers, yeah. They are HE, so you can set some fires, but they're not the best, really. I mean, the American battleships are not really secondary battleships, really. That's the Germans. That is the Germans, people. Anyway, let's get rid of that. That's the artillery. AA defense. Now, the AA defense is 44. The New York has an AA defense of 30, so we definitely get better defense. We have 3 times 1 of the 20mm Hurricanes. We have 8 times 2 of the 20mm Hurricanes. Both go to a range of 2 kilometers. Excuse me. We have the 40mm Bofors Mark IIIs. We have 4 of them in 1 turret. And we have the double Bofors in... Well, I mean, we got 4 of them as well with 3.5 kilometers, so that's not a bad bubble. And then we have the dual-purpose 127mm guns that go out to 4.2 kilometers. Not bad. I mean, you can, if you spec into AA on this ship, you can push it out quite far, out to about, I think it's about 6 kilometers. Yeah, something like that. So, the American battleships are meant to be the AA beasts, but as you will find out, the Germans are just as bloody good. Anyway, moving on to manoeuvrability, she has maximum speed of 21 knots. Yay! Exactly the same as New York and everything else till you get to the North Carolina. She has a turning circle radius of 640 meters, which is 40 meters worse than the turning circle of the New York. Probably because she's a little bit longer, I reckon. Yeah, it's probably because she's a little bit longer. And she has a rudder shift time of 13.5 seconds. Concealment. Now, this is where the ship shines. Just letting you know, I've got a 10-point captain. I decided to put a 10-point captain in the ship because by now you should be getting up to the 10-point captain if you've grinded your way up here. So this is with Concealment Expert. She has a detectability by sea of 11.9, which is pretty good for a battleship, let me tell you. Detectability range by air of 9.8, and when this new little fandangle thing, detectability after firing in main guns in smoke is 12.3 kilometers. How the hell that is higher than the detectability range by sea? I don't know. I suppose, yeah, because it goes out to the maximum range of your guns. Yeah, okay. I'm with it now. Sorry about that. So that is the stats. I didn't want to dwindle on them too long. Moving over to modules. This staple really, main armaments modification 1. You could get auxiliary armaments, but you really, secondary batteries, not really care about. I mean, it might be good for the AA mounts, but yeah, you're not really going to. I mean, if a carrier's going to strike you, they're going to hit you. I mean, your AA is not the best. Magazine modification 1, no need for that. I've gone for artillery plotting room mod 1 to push out the range by 16%, plus 5% to secondary battery maximum firing range, and minus 5% to maximum dispersion of secondary battery cells. But you could go, if you're going for an AA build, you could go for AA guns modification 2 to get the plus 20% to AA mounts maximum firing range. Main battery modification 2, no, do not get this. Yes, your turrets will rotate faster, but 5% so the reload time of your main battery is 34%. No, not so good idea. You'll be getting close to 40 seconds for your reload on your guns. And second battery modification, wouldn't recommend that either because you don't really want to run a secondary build on the New Mexico. For the third slot, damage control system modification 1 to help out with all the HE spamming that's going on and to reduce the 5% to the risk of fire, minus 3% to the risk of flooding and damage received when torpedoes hit the torpedo protection. So another minus 3% on already pretty good. Oh, hang on, I've already got this. So it probably is 40%, not 43%, 42%. So it's probably 39% reduction. But anyway, it's a nice little bonus and you're not going to lose your propulsion. You're not going to lose your steering gears. And moving on to the full Soaxx, we have a full Soaxx there. I've gone for damage control system modification 2 to help out with the HE spamming that's going on at the moment. You could get steering gears modification. No, you don't really want steering gears modification 2. It will help you dodge from torpedoes, I suppose, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. And propulsion modification 2, no, I wouldn't recommend that because 50% to reaching full power when accelerating. Really, you're not going to be at a standstill too much in this ship. So that is the upgrades. I will show you my captain build. I believe this is the staple for all American builds. What you want to aim for the first 10 points. You've got priority targets. Always nice to know when anyone's targeting you. You've got expert marksman to get your turret rotation down to the 48.6 seconds, where the standard is 60 seconds, so that helps out quite a bit. Superintendent for the extra hill and the extra spotting plane, and then concealment to get that lovely jubbly 11.9 kilometer detection, which you will see comes in handy in battles. And after you've got them for it, you've got three builds after that. You can go for the adrenaline rush and vigilance, and then maybe spec into basic firing training. Get your reload faster when you haven't got many hit points, see the torpedoes a hell of a lot quicker, and obviously to help out with your AA, damage per second. You could go for the AA build, which is basic firing training, then advanced firing training, probably adrenaline rush as well. Or you can go the tank build, which I'm starting to do on some higher tier ships to stop the HE spam, with high alert, basics of survivability, and then fire prevention. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling on about this. Let's take her out into a battle and see how she handles. Hello and welcome to Neighbours. The map is Neighbours, like I just said. The battle mode is Domination, and this is a tier 7 game. We have 5 battleships, 5 cruisers and 2 DDs. The enemy has 5 battleships, 6 cruisers and 1 DD. So what am I going to do in this battle? Basically, I'm going to head to sea, because I like sea up there because you've got loads of cover with all these islands, but I'm going to head to sea, but I'm going to stay within range of B as well. And I'm going to park there, and I'm going to do what a battleship should do. I'm going to push in, sit, soak up the damage for the rest of the team to do all their hard work, and take a lot of damage in this game. But I'm going to position myself in a way that I'm angled to most of the ships on the enemy team, and I can get shots out on C and onto B as well. So if we decide to push B as well, I can help shoot in, I can help it in B, and I can help C. Anyway, I'm showing you the angles right now of the guns, which are not bad at all. You don't have to show too much broadside. They're not super duper good, but they're pretty good. Much better than New York, because that silly middle turret that hits that life raft all the time, and you basically have to show broadside to fire it. Anyway, we're going to slowly trundle all the way over to sea because we have a 21 knot speed, and it's quite annoying. But we do have a nice 11.9 kilometre concealment, as you can see by the dotted line on the map, which is fantastic. We've got an enemy shores that's popped up, which is out of range. But I do not want to try and fire at her at the moment because I'm not detected. I want to get into position. But if any cruisers do decide to show broadside at range, I'm going to hit them. I'm just showing you here now the team list. Well, I weren't showing you. I was just double checking to see how many destroyers there are on the team, because that is a good thing to do. Check to see how many destroyers are on the team. You want to, the first 30 seconds while the game's loading, check the teams. See if there's radar cruisers, if you're playing a DD or something like that. So you know, and you can plan your assault accordingly. Anyway, we have this Emerald sailing broadside at, well, maximum range, and I'm going to try and get some shots on her. But what I didn't realise at the time, I have HE loaded. So if these shots do hit, I'm not expecting a lot of damage, but thank God I overled and I managed to get a defender. I didn't see any of them shells hit. Maybe the splash damage. Does HE do splash damage on water? Well, maybe it does. Anyway, so I was spotted there, but I'm not no more. Now, the Emerald seems to be out of range, and we're going to push in the sea, and we see a Cleveland. Now, this is key point of playing battleships. Prioritise and destroy the targets that are most of the threat to you. And in my case, I believe, it's my opinion only, but I believe cruisers are the bane of a battleship. They will burn you down, so you want to take out the cruisers as quick as you possibly can. So we get some shots out on the Cleveland. Are these going to be any good? They're looking okay. And we managed to do 3,500 damage, which isn't too bad, but we've got another Cleveland over there, an Iron Duke pushing in as well, so I'm expecting some HE to be coming my way. But what I'm going to do is angle in and push towards sea and see if we can help cap the sea point. But what I'm not going to do is rush right in. I'm just going to stay at range, angle, and I'm just going to be the damage sponge, which you're going to see in a minute. I'll get shots out. Are these going to clear the island? Looking okay. Not really, but 7,500 damage. I'm not going to say no to that. And as you can see, I'm detected, and we've got a Koenig and a King George V pushing in. So we've got Iron Duke, HE spammer, and a King George V HE spammer. Plus all these cruisers. So we need to take some of this HE out of the battle, because they only have one DD. So I'm not too worried about torpedoes, and they are spotted down by B. So yeah, the main problem I'm going to face is all the HE spam. So as you can see, I'm being targeted by one, and it's dropped off, and I'm targeted again. It's probably this Cleveland here, which I managed to miss somehow. Now I've got up to 3, so I know at least 3 ships are targeting me, and they're most likely the Cleveland, and Iron Duke. So I need to stay angled and try and negate some of the damage. This Cleveland is showing broadside to a battleship, and there's the first 2 fires, people. You're going to see a few of them in this battle. He's turning in, and I'm going to get some shots out, but the dispersion lets me down a little bit. Yeah, but I still managed to get 3,500. Not too bad. I mean, what else do you expect? I mean, yeah, these ain't pinpoint accurate guns, but they're pretty good at close range. They're pretty much like shotguns. Now I've got 4 people targeting me, and I'm trying to shoot down this spotter plane because that's not helping the situation. But this Cleveland spotted me anyway, and so has the other Cleveland. And here comes the pain. All the HE flying in. I'm pretty lucky at the moment because I've burnt my damage control and I've still managed to not get any fires. But this Cleveland looks like he's going to die. Thank you very much. So that's the first kill, and here comes my HE. Yeah, I'm going to slow down. I'm going to park right here, and I'm going to let everybody else do some damage while they all focus me and try and take me out of the game. And there is I believe it's my third fire now. Damage con's off, and so is my heal. So I'm just going to have to eat the damage back. Because it's light damage, I can heal it all back eventually if I get the chance. So I'm going to focus on the second Cleveland, see if we can take them out of the game, because they are the bane of our battleship. And I'm going to use my rear guns to see if I can get some shots on the Koenig. And there goes the second Cleveland. Lovely. Citadel. Fantastic. So that's 2 HE boats out of the game. And I managed to get 3,500 on the Koenig as well. And we have a broadside Iron Duke parked still, not moving, just sitting there broadside to me. So at this point, I feel like I need to back up a little bit, get away from this island, and try and take some of the heat away from me. As you can see, I burnt for the whole duration of that fire, but 13 seconds and I'm going to have my heal back, so I'll be able to heal some of it back. And we're going to see if we can get some shots out on this Iron Duke, but it looks like he's slaying down the cheeky bugger. And them shots, oh, I managed to get 1,000 damage, so yeah, can't complain. And yep, I'm starting to heal up, and as you can see, I've pretty much I've pretty much lost 3/4 of my hit points. And I'm on fire again, but I'm not going to repair one fire at the moment because, like I said, I can heal most of this damage back, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Now, this Iron Duke is playing, I don't know what he's doing really, sitting broadside to a New Mexico. Granted, I haven't got all my guns firing at him, but yeah, and it's not even focusing me, so there's another 3,500 damage off you, sir, and it looks like he's burning too. Right, so we have kept C. We've managed to sink 3 of their ships, and we've only lost 1 cruiser, but they have got A and B. So we need to think about focusing B in a minute, but we also got the threat up here at C. So the next cruiser pops up, the Murmansk. Another HE spammer. I need to take him out, but this Iron Duke is, I don't know what he's doing, but I think I'm going to put him out of his misery, and I was going to shoot the Murmansk, but he managed to disappear. These shots look good. Thank you. And there goes an Iron Duke, and that is 3 kills with only 35,000 damage. But I prioritised the HE spammers because, as you can see, I've eaten a lot of fire damage. Yeah, but we've managed to take 3 of them out now. So we've got this King George V at range, and we have a Koenig at 14.5 kilometres, but I believe he's sailing behind an island. And look, the enemy from the south have now joined a party, and they're trying to focus me. But as you can see, my detection has dropped to down there, and I'm not spotted. So I was going to focus the shores, but I've noticed that this emerald coming round the corner of the island, sailing broadside. So I'm thinking, squishy English cruiser, British cruiser. Yes, I'll have some of that. And as you can see, I've fired, and these shots look good. Are they going to be good enough? Yes, and that is my 4th kill, 9,500 damage, another Citadel, and that's 4 kills for 45,000 damage. Not the highest damage game, but 4 kills, I'm going to take it. Yeah, I wanted to highlight this game because it's not the highest damaging game in the world. I mean, I think it's the lowest damaging game. Oh, I'm going to ruin it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Lowest damaging game I've ever got a Kraken in. But I just wanted to highlight what you can do in the New Mexico. You can be a battleship. You can soak up a lot of damage, which you will see at the end of the game. Soak up a lot of potential damage. So what that allows my team to do is go and deal damage, kill ships while they're focusing me because they're not getting shot. It allows my cruisers to cruise around doing damage, and I'm taking the damage. So that is a key point. You want to put yourself in these positions. You can heal a lot of this damage up. They're firing HE at you. I mean, because I've got Superintendent, I've got 5 heals, and the cooldown's not too bad. Anyway, yes, the Murmansk. Yeah, a little bit of kill stealing here. Well, I was trying to, but no Kraken at the moment. So, let's assess this situation. We've only lost 1 ship. They've lost 2, 4, 6, 7 of their ships. They do have both caps, but we have a considerable point advantage because we've managed to wipe the floor of them. And it's looking good. It is looking good. So we've got this King George V, we've got New Mexico, which I think I'm going to focus on now because I want my Kraken. But he's travelling rather slow. These shots look, oh, nah, they're not looking particularly good, are they? No. No. Poor shots by me. And I've managed to heal up some more of the HE damage. And we have a Leander round north of... Yep, we've got a Leander and a King George V. So now, what I've managed to do is back off, get out the line of fire, and try and heal up. Which is another thing you want to do. Soak up the damage, you know. You know, keep it angled, soak up the damage. Yes, I'm trying to kill still here, people. But alas, I die. He dies before I can get the shots on him. You want to soak up the damage. And then what I tend to do is soak up the damage, then retreat. Let someone else take the front line, like this King George V up here, who's got most of his hit points. And the guys are now down south, who's got most of his hit points, the Tier 7 battleships. Yeah, I decided to back off and heal up some of this damage, heal up some of my hit points. Anyway, this is the good point of the spotter plane. Because he's on the other side of the island, I won't be able to see which way he's heading, but I can with the spotter plane, so that's why I take the spotter plane. Plus, it helps with shooting into smoke against them pesky British cruisers. I'll probably try and make a video on how to shoot into smoke at some point, but that is not the point at the moment. Anyway, we're capping B. We've kept, so obviously we've had C for quite a while now, and now pretty much it's clean up. They only have 3 ships left, and I want my Kraken. So I'm going to focus on this King George V and see if I can actually land some of these shots. I'm spotted, but I'm not worried now. I've done my tanking. My heal will be back up in 16 seconds, and I'll be able to heal up the last time. So I think pretty much did what I needed to do at the start of the battle, and I would say... Alright, I haven't done lots of damage, but I feel that me soaking up that damage has really helped contribute to winning this game. Anyway, some torpedoes out, that's probably from the Leander, and 389 hit points, King George V. Now, can I get my Kraken? That is the question. The shot's out. Don't it? Oh, are these shots going to land? Looking good. And yes, Kraken unleashed. The lowest Kraken lowest damage Kraken I've ever had, I think. Now this Leander realises the game is lost, and he's steamrolling the King George V. But goodbye, Leander. Did the King George V survive? No. Well, at least he got the kill on the King George V with that that psycho attack there. But now we've got 1 ship left, the Koenig, and he is at range. And it's pretty much now try and add to the damage that I've done. Not a lot of damage, but this game's pretty much won. So we're just going to sit here and talk about the New Mexico, really. I love the New Mexico. I've done a hell of a lot more higher damaging games than this, but I wanted to show this because it shows you not just the fact that you can do damage, but you can tank damage as well if you play it correctly. I did get a little bit lucky, I suppose, but hey. You're a battleship. You need to soak up some of the damage. You don't want to be sitting at the back of the map sniping from range and let your cruisers go in and take all the damage, because they're not going to last long. You need to do it. Anyway, are these shots going to hit? I mean, I'll show you. That shows the dispersion there. Oh, 6,348 damage. Not bad. The guns. Yeah, the guns are a little bit shotgun-like at range, but if anyone decides to get close, 12 guns. Lots and lots of shells are going to hit. The dispersion don't really matter because you've got the extra shells. So when they do hit, a lot more are going to hit, and you're going to do a bit more damage. So I prefer that than the New York. The AA didn't really get to show you the AA in this game because there's no carriers, but the AA is pretty good too, and that is game. Well, there you have it, people. Yeah, not the most highest damaging game in the New Mexico, but I didn't want to show you a video of me going out and doing 180,000 damage, because I wanted to show what you can do in the New Mexico if you position her correctly. You can tank for the team. That's what you're supposed to do in a battleship, I feel, and I feel I did a pretty good job at that. So I did 63,183 damage, 2 citadels, 5 defenders. I managed to get my Kraken with 5 kills. I got Fireproof and Dreadnought as well. I finished 3rd on my team with 1,537 base experience. I must say, well done to the Sims, who managed to get 2,287 base experience. I landed 39 armour piercing shells for 63,000 damage, but as you can see, my potential damage I tanked was 1.2 million damage, and that's why I wanted to show this video. Really, it's not all about damage. I'm quite keen to point that out. I mean, I was a team player there. I took all the attention from the enemy team, so my team could go and kill them and cap the C point. And that's why I wanted to show this video. Anyway, people, I hope you enjoyed it. Please smash a thumbs up if you did. Smash a thumbs down if you didn't. Boo. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know how you're getting on with your New Mexico. Let me know what ships you want me to feature on the channel. And maybe consider subscribing for more World of Warships content. Anyway, people, I will catch you in the next one.